Like, what is really going on? But again, some of this is being eliminated because some of it's being automated and their jobs just aren't necessary the way they used to be. So I said, will the data centers bring about more layoffs? There's no clear evidence and suggestion that the data centers planned or construction will cause additional Amazon corporate layoffs. But I was looking at kind of like lower levels, right? So how the data centers fit into Amazon's strategy. Amazon is investing heavily in data center capacity, right, including a large Northwest Indiana sites near Hobart to support AWS growth and AI workloads. These are capital-intensive infrastructure projects that generate temporary construction jobs. Temporary. So these are not permanent, because once it's built, they don't need you anymore. Just don't. And a smaller number of permanent operational engineering and support roles once online. Okay. So the bottom line is any future workforce changes would more likely stem from broader company priorities. So I said, did this data center get a tax break? Yes. So the thing about it is they keep saying, oh, it's going to make you a lot of money. How is it going to make the city money when you're giving them a tax break? They're not going to be paying the same amount of taxes. Somebody's going to have to pick up those taxes. That would be the residents. I'm just saying, look, the money's got to come from somewhere. Okay. So here's the deal that they cut. Designation of a large area, roughly 725 acres, encompassing the project sites near 61st Street. Okay. So real property tax abatement, a 10-year, 100% real property tax abatement on investments by Amazon Data Services and Hobart Owner LLC. We'll get to who that is in a second. So enterprise information technology equipment exemption, a long-term reported a 35-year, 100% exemption for qualifying enterprise information technology equipment. Wow. And related community enhancement development agreements. So these incentives were part of a broad package tied to Amazon's planned investment in the area, described in local reporting as part of a larger multi-billion-dollar Northwest Indiana commitment. So offsetting payments from Amazon. In exchange, Amazon agreed to significant direct payments to the city, including an upfront $47 million community enhancement payment. Okay. Additional milestone payments, tens of millions tied to building permits and construction progress, which is, again, temporary. It's not forever. Ongoing annual payments once buildings are operational, reported in the range of $2 million per building. And I think there's like 6 billion, so like $12 million, right? City officials emphasize that these payments go directly to Hobart. They go to Hobart. They don't go to Gary. They don't go to the other surrounding cities. It's just one location. Not through a TIF district in the same way standard abatement sometimes work, and that the developer is covering 100% of the related infrastructure costs. Okay, but that's not going to stop everybody's utility bills from going up. These data centers use a massive amount of electricity. It's got to come. The check is due. I'm just saying. So I said, can you explain Hobart LLC and their involvement? Hobart LLC is a limited liability company that serves as a formal applicant, land-related entity, and project vehicle for one portion of the Amazon data center development in Hobart, Indiana. It is the named applicant for the Hobart Data Center campus, the smaller of the two related sites, which covers approximately 168 acres, right? Hobart LLC has been the entity listed on key local filings, site plan applications, field grading permits, real property tax abatement requests. City resolutions explicitly approved tax abatement for investments made by the Hobart owner LLC. And so what benefits is this to the residents of Gary, Indiana? So, okay, so what's the trade-off, right? So direct benefits to Gary, Indiana residents from Hobart Amazon Data Center project are limited. The project is located in neighboring Hobart, also Lake County, Northwest Indiana. So most tax revenue, community payments, and local control stay with Hobart. However, there are some regional and indirect upsides that can reach Gary residents. Okay, we would hope so, right? Primary benefits. Hobart is receiving the bulk of the negotiated benefits, large direct community enhancement payments. So we looked at some of those. Potential benefits that can reach Gary: regional job opportunities, construction, and some permanent data center roles. But that's if they get them. That's if they don't bring in their own people, right? Utility rate protection. Through the NIPSCO, Amazon is covering the full cost of new generation and transmission needed for data centers. That, to me, that's not going to last. This is projected to deliver roughly $1 billion in savings to existing NIPSCO ratepayers over 15 years and help avoid cost shifting to residential and small business customers in the service territory. So what are they going to do if they raise their rates? What are you going to do? Leave? I'm just saying. Broader economic activity. Okay. So where Gary does not directly receive the major cash payments and property tax growth from Hobart, they're not going to get that. The site is not in Gary city limits, right? So Gary does not control zoning, permitting. Permanent and operational staffing at data centers is relatively modest compared with traditional manufacturing and distribution centers. So the job impact is not transformative for any single nearby city. It's not going to be like this massive, oh, we're going to hire 50,000 people. That's not what this is going to look like. So I say, is Gary listed to become a smart city, 15-minute city? No, because I just had to double check. So that's good. And it seems like Gary, Indiana is being phased out as the latest power outage. Also, the data centers will eventually become a utility. So it says, no, it's not being phased out, and the residents will have to pay for its own utilities. So I was like, okay. So I had to ask the question differently. I said, what do the data centers provide? What is it? What is it? Why do we need so many of these things? So it says the Amazon data centers planned and under development in Hobart area, right, primarily provide large-scale computing capacity for Amazon Web Services. That's their main thing. I was like, okay. These are hyperscale data centers that house thousands of servers and specialized equipment. They supply the physical infrastructure that powers cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and machine learning workloads, reliable, always-on digital services. So I said, okay. All right. So I said, will AWS customers have to pay for this service? Guess what? Come on. Yes. You're going to have to pay for this after you get a bill. But they keep talking about, well, there's going to be money coming back. It's your money. Oh, okay. So AWS customers pay for the cloud computing, storage, and networking, AI, and other services that run on these data centers. That's the crust of the matter. That's all I wanted to know. So when I say it's a utility, I'm saying it in the sense of they will make it so, yes, this is something you have to pay for. It's not optional. You're going to have to pay for it. And I guarantee you, property taxes are going to go up, right? Utility bills will go up. As much as they keep saying these data centers, oh yeah, they're gonna, lower the cost. It's gonna come out of it. No, it's not gonna come out of their pocket. We're already putting it in their pocket. So this is just a circular thing till somebody goes broke. Is this just a new way of socialism? Because that's what it looks like to me. I'm sorry. This is not capitalism. This is good old socialism to me. That's what it looks like. I'm just saying, if I'm wrong, let me know. Says, I wonder how different Gary, Indiana, and Minneapolis, Minnesota will be today if two prominent Black men from that area were still alive today. I don't know. In my opinion, it might look a lot different because I think a lot of things would have been turned down. But, the steel industry, things moved around with global trade, and we stopped manufacturing our own stuff.